Hi everyone, and welcome to the Korero Solutions YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to get those apathetic employees back on board. Alright, so the first thing that we need to do is define what is apathy. Now, this is not your staff don't have the information, or they're too scared or worried, or they're overwhelmed and confused about what their jobs are, so they're disengaging because of that. Apathetic staff are the ones that have all the tools, all the resources, and they just don't want to be there. They could care less. They're the ones that are sitting back in meetings and have nothing to say. They do their job, but they don't do anything more than their job. So how do you get those people, those resources that know what they're doing, back on your team and working and contributing above and beyond into your organization? The first way is to lead by example. If you are not willing to go there and to go above and beyond and to be excited about your work and a cheerleader for your team and where you're going and the vision and the mission and all that good stuff, your staff are not going to want to follow you. If you sit back and, I'm here 9 to 5, doing my thing, punching in, punching out the end of each day, don't bother me, just let me do my job. Why would your staff do anything different? It doesn't make any sense. Why would they want to go above and beyond for you? Why would they care if you don't care? So you need to get yourself right before you ask anybody else to. So make sure not in that glass house throwing stones, judging other people when you are not doing what you are asking others to do. So make sure, get yourself right before moving on to the next stuff. All right, so you're leading by example. We can move on from there. Next is to align the work with their passion. So not everyone has to be all enthusiastic about every single part of their job. Any job that I have ever been in, I don't know a single one that I am gung-ho no matter what people ask me to do or what task I am assigned to do. So tailor your expectations here. There's a difference between being apathetic about a job and being apathetic about a task. Here we're looking at apathy towards the entire job. It's the entire thing that they don't want to do. So by taking what they are passionate about, finding out why did they even start working here? What do they like about the company, or what did they like about the company when they came on board? Find that out first before you can move on to reattaching them to what that vision is. If you have something to do with the environment and the person is passionate about the environment, but something has gone astray in what their tasks are and they're not able to tangibly attach themselves to that anymore, you're going to need to find a way that they actually feel like they're making a difference. If they don't feel like they're making a difference and that whatever, somebody else could just come in and do my job anyway, or even worse, somebody tells them, hey, if you can't pick it up, we'll fire you. There's 10 other people waiting for your job. You think they're actually going to want to go above and beyond? If so, not for very long. They don't want to be somewhere that they're threatened. They don't want to be somewhere that is no longer fulfilling why they actually came to work there. So find out what that passion was and tie back to that. That's going to feed into their intrinsic motivations. So as opposed to coaxing people with raises and bonuses and gifts and, oh, if you achieve whatever, you get to go for coffee with the boss. If they don't want to go for coffee with the boss, it's not going to motivate them. And if they do want to go for coffee with the boss, why? Why do they want to go for coffee with the boss? Find out what is intrinsically motivating them. So not stuff that you can give them, but what's coming from the inside that makes them want to show up? Why are they passionate about this? What do they feel the purpose of their work is? Ask those questions to them. Why did you start here? How did you feel when you woke up in the morning in the early days? Or what project have you worked on in the past that you've looked forward to. It's one of those things that when we find what our passion is, we eat, sleep, and breathe it. What about their job do they want to eat, sleep, and breathe? Ask them that. Develop that relationship to find that information out, and then find a way to tie that into their daily or weekly role. This can go into into what's necessary of you, which is tying what they are doing day to day into that big picture. So if they are far along in their career, or even not, and they really cannot see how do they play into everything. So everyone from the people that are cleaning your offices up to the CEOs, the founders, if they are not seeing what they're doing on a day-to-day and how that is impacting the larger vision, a vision that they might be passionate about, then they won't feel like they're serving a purpose at your organization. So if we take the cleaning crew are just phoning it in. They don't really want to be there. By having them understand, by coming into a clean space, by coming into a safe place, by having all of the documentation dealt with in an appropriate way at the end of each day, even seeing their faces as somebody new, that they are feeding into this bigger vision of creating a great place that other people can come to work, that by making sure that this place is clean and organized every day, the staff are able to come in and do amazing work, and it helps the efficiency of what the business is doing. You need to be able to tie every single person's position to that larger vision. What brought them there? Why is your company special? And why should they want to work at your company as opposed to somebody else's? And why their role is vital within that company. Find a way to explain that to your employees in a way that ties into what is important to them about that. If they're to the point that, this company just isn't what I wanted it to be anymore, or, my views have changed and I'm not necessarily in line with what's going on, and it's time for me to move on. Help them recognize that maybe it is time to move on, and that's okay. And maybe there's somebody else that contributes to your business that they would be a perfect match for. Help them find that. Help them regain their passion and get somebody else in their position that is really passionate about it, but don't do it begrudgingly. That, so-and-so doesn't want to be here, so let's can him and get the new guy in. Maybe he'll be better. You need to be able to figure out what's going on with that position first, because if you just keep filling that same position over and over again without being able to tie that role into your bigger vision, no one's going to want to stay in that position. Because why should they? There's 10 other companies out there that are probably doing a similar thing, and their staff are actually motivated to come to work every day. So figure out how that individual's position fits into the big picture, how to tie it to their passions, and then if it doesn't align with that individual, then it's a different type of person or personality that you need in that job, but at least you have that greater understanding when you go to hire that next person. As we have one more note before we get into that, just remember to like and subscribe, and we'll move on to our last little bit that lots of companies fail on. All right, so that last little bit is money is not going to motivate them. If you have an apathetic staff member, don't think that giving them a $1 raise, a $10,000 raise, a $40,000 raise, a $50,000 raise with the corner office and a promotion is going to make them any less apathetic. I mean, it could motivate them for a very short amount of time. So if you have a project that you need to get done and you just want this person to still show up, then sure, if you can afford it, do it. But know that that employee still has a date in mind, that they're not going to be happy. To a certain extent, you're not going to be able to keep people with money, at least not working at the quality that you expect somebody that you're all of a sudden going to give a raise to work at. So money gets you to a certain point, money gets you people in the door, but it's generally not going to keep them there when chances are there's somebody else that's also willing to offer them money or a lifestyle that they would prefer. So keep in mind, as much money as you're willing to throw at someone, they're going to stay there because they want to, not because you're going to pay them to. All right, that's what we have for what to do with your apathetic staff. Now, in the comments below, we'd like to know what motivates you to go to work, or what motivated you to go to your favorite job that you're possibly looking at trying to get back into. All right, so leave a comment below, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back to you again with more information. Have a great day.